Hi everyone, it's me Darlene, talking low because it's early in the morning. I'm going to show you how I will crochet a piece to fit here. I want it to go from here to here and probably about, I don't know, maybe to here. So I'm going to start here because this is the important part, because it has to fit, you know, nice and snug between these, between the top and the bottom and against this. So I'm going to count like about where I want to start and stop. So maybe there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't need to count on this one yet. 8. Now when I do my pieces, I do an edge, slip stitch edging. That's going to add a total of 2 stitches on all sides. Then when I add the crochet border, that's going to add another 2 stitches. So I want my working piece to be 4 stitches less than this. So I counted 8, so I'm going to work only 4 stitches. That means I'm going to chain 5. I'm going to chain 4 for the stitches I'm going to work on, and then that one last chain, because we have to turn on a chain and we don't use that first stitch. So I'm going to chain 5 and I'm going to work a few rows and then I'll show you. Here's what I have so far, and as you can see, it doesn't look like it will fit, but it will fit. I don't have to be exact. I just know I want to end about here, so maybe I would make my piece stop about here, because then I still have, some stitches. But let's say it really had to fit a certain place, like you had another piece. Let's say you had another piece this way and you want it to fit perfectly. What I'm going to do is count the stitches in this direction, and because I start and stop every row with a single crochet under the full V, every row I create is going to be about the equivalent to 1 stitch. So here's how I would count this. I'm going to count left-handed. I'll start right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't generally count this bump. That's the join. So I'll go 8 and I'll skip that, and I'll pick this one up. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'll skip that. 20. We'll go right there. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I'll stop there. So I need 26 rows. And with this pattern, a bump is like 2 rows. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. I need 4 more rows. Don't worry about counting exactly, because it doesn't matter. And I edited the beginning and I might have skipped over something and counted a little off, but that's okay, because I'm not limited, because I don't mind if I, stop here or here. Doesn't matter. I just want it on that piece somewhere. And you can increase and decrease. Like this is a finished piece, but say I needed something that was 27 chains to join, and this was only 25. I can always increase this a little bit as I'm working. You'll figure it all out. Okay, so now I just ended, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing the slip stitch edging. I'm going to be using my regular size hook, but I'm going to show you where I'm going to stick it. I'm going to start the first slip in here. And because I start and stop every row with a single crochet under the full V, the edges are all going to look the same. For this particular Scrappy Afghan, you can't use really tall stitches if you want to do that, but I do some fun stitches, and I still start and stop every row with a single crochet under the full V. So let's look here. We have these bumps, and this is going to be where I do my first one. After that, I'm going to kind of go like on this side of that bump and that side of that bump. And there's a pretty significant space there, and that's okay, it works. And then here, on this side of the bump, that side of the bump, this side of the bump. Let me do it this way so I can go in and out without getting caught. There, 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 there. When I get to the other side, we still have those bumps. It's going to be there, 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 there. And all your pieces will be like that if you're doing the single crochet, what I call my border single crochet or my border stitch. In this case, it happens to be single crochets. So I'm going to start my first slip right here, and we're going to end in this. So if you think it's important, you can put a marker. So let me just pull through and pull through. That's my first slip. Now, I don't need to mark this. I can tell. That's my corner, and that's, the space that I'm going to work in when I come around. But you can put a marker right there in that space that you just stuck your hook in if you want. Now I'm going to continue with slips. I'm going to go on this side of my bump and slip stitch. And that side of my bump, slip. This side of the bump, slip. That side of the bump, slip. Easy as that. So let me get to the corner and then I'll show you what I'm doing there. Now, let's see. Sometimes it wants to just go under one strand, and you can do that if you want. Or you can take a smaller hook and pick up this place, this strand too, make this a space. And you can use your smaller hook if you need to. I like to always try to go under two. So there. Now I can go back to my bigger one. Because sometimes we're a little tighter when we're crocheting. And then I'm going under this thing and then under that thing. See, I've got two there. Oops, slip. I don't want to do a single. Slip, slip. Okay, let me get to the corner. Okay, so I'm coming up to the corner, and here's my bump, and I did the slip before it. I'm going to do the slip after it. Don't worry if you're not exact. This bump, I'm going before it and after it. And now I'm at the end, and I'm just going to go in what I'm going to consider my corner. I like this right here. There. Slip, chain, slip in the same space. And this would count as your first slip going in that direction. So now I'm going to do a slip here, a slip here, a slip here. There's my corner. So I did my slip, chain, slip in the same corner. That's how I'm doing every corner. And we started with 4 working single crochets or whatever we started with, chains, 4 chains. Now we're going to be working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because we added those 2 corner pieces. So that's spot on perfect. If you're not perfect, don't worry about it. And when I have wide pieces, I don't bother to count every time. I know it's going to work. And now in this direction, I would do the same thing. I have that space. Where's my bump? Sometimes on the other side, it looks a little bit different, but you'll get used to it. So here's my bump. So I'm going to get this guy out of the way a little bit. I'm going to do my slip, and then on this side of the bump, my slip. And I'm going to slip all the way down. Whoops. And then I'm going to I'll show you how to handle that very last corner where we started. Okay, here's why it's a good reason to mark where you started, because it can be hard to remember, geez, do I stop here? Because this looks nice and neat, but those are just the top chains from the row before. We actually have to do this corner with the slip and then end here. This is where I started. That's the space I created. So I'm coming up to a corner. I'm going to show you again. I'm going to finish and get up to that corner. I'm going to go right here. And this is what I've determined is my corner. Slip, chain, slip in that same space. Now I'm going to slip, slip, and if I had a marker, it would be right here. So here's how I'm going to end. I'm going in, slip, chain, I'm going to cut my yarn, and I'm going to pull that through. So it was slip, chain, cut, pull through. Now we're going to attach to this one, and that chain we did is going to become the chain that we need in the corner. Take a smaller hook if you want. Now your yarn is coming out of this guy. The first slip we did is right here. Go under that in your direction, under both, the whole V, and just pull that through to the back. It's okay if something's a little funky up here because that'll all work its way out. Now this is where that piece of yarn is coming out of, right here. So go in from the back there, but just go under that one loop that we created. And then take this and we're going to pull that to the back, like that. And that's a perfect way to end this corner. Then I go to the back, and I'm going to pull it under something just to kind of anchor it, like under there. To get it away from the actual chain, you can actually go down again a little bit further. Let's go to here. I just want to get it away from the row that we're going to be working in now. All right? Same with this guy. You can pull it out of the way a little bit. Let's bring him, I'm trying to find something to go in here. Let's just bring him down here. And at this point, I do what I'm calling a twist knot. I twist this counterclockwise, and I split. I take care of these ends right away. Every time. Now I'm going to take one side of that and just tuck it under something. And then I'm going to make a loose knot to start. I'm going to just go over nice and loose. Then I'm coming back tighter. You can do one more if you want. You don't have to. These knots are very tiny because we're just tying, 2-ply here, 2-ply here. Then I get my needle, and if you have any big holy space that you want to get rid of, you can fix that with this leftover yarn, but I didn't have anything there, so I'm good. Now even though we're sending 4-ply through, it's not like when it's like this, because it's significantly thicker because it's round. This is round. This lays flat. It's so cool. I don't like to leave a long end like this and go through because that's harder to pull through, so I try to go up a bit and hold that. And then I like to just go in and out, in and out, in and out. Not a big deal where you put your needle. Pull that through. You don't want to go tight because look, if I went real tight, that's going to make a hole there. And then I go back. And if I think I made a little hole there, I'm just going to go across that space. Let's say there is a big hole there. You could just go back again now if you wanted to. But if not, you just did enough. Don't worry about it. That's all good. I'm going to tug a little bit and then just hide that end in there. Now, when you see ends popping up, people think, oh my God, it's falling apart. No, that end is going to work its way out a little bit. When you wash it, dry it, it gets stretched, all stuff like that. You just trim it. It'll eventually find its place to permanently stay. And again, I'm not going to do it on camera, but I would do the same. I'm going to split that and do the knot just like I just did. Now we're going to do the single crochet border around each piece. Now I'm going to tell you, I like to finish all my pieces like this. When I finish them like this, I start somewhere on the side to do this single crochet. Whoops. It's just convenient to have this done, and then it's ready to put in your Afghan when you want. But when I'm creating a piece to fit, I have now learned, taught myself how to start and stop in a corner. And it makes a perfect corner, but I'm not going to show you that today. This way, I know this is going here. I could start there and do my single crochet all the way around and end there, and I don't have to cut my white yarn. So I'm just making it easier and not having another knot. I would put this like this after and then start joining, and then I go this way and this way. But for this video, I'm going to show you how to start in the center. It's the easiest. So I'm going to take my hook. Where's my white yarn coming up? We're working in just the back. Doesn't matter where you start. This is an absolute invisible join that we're going to be doing. Let's start right there. Take your border yarn. I'm going under just this. Pull through. And then yarn over and pull through. Now let's look at this. This is going to be just, I'm going to call them legs. These are the legs. And then on top we're going to have V's. We started here. We're going to end right before it. I don't think you need to mark that. I think it's quite obvious. This is where we started and this is where we're going to end. So let me show you one more time. Go in, pull through, don't tiny knots, don't start with a slip stitch already on your hook. Just go through like I did, yarn over, pull through. We created our legs and we have this on our hook that's going to be the top chain. Now we're going into the next one and we're going to just do our single crochet. Go in, pull through two. So this one has legs, and it has a V on top of it. Go in, we're just going to do single crochet, pull through, yarn over, pull through two. Let's do that until we reach the corner. We are coming up to the corner. Our corner will have something that looks like 3 chains. This was the slip stitch that we did, this was the chain we did, this was the slip stitch, and it was all in the same hole. So 1, 2, 3 is our corner. This one in the center is the actual corner. So I'm going to do a single crochet here, because we're doing a single crochet in every stitch, except for in the corner we're going to do single crochet, chain, single crochet. Easy as that. Don't worry if it's not the exact corner. You tell yourself it's the corner, and that's it. Now we're going to go across, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, coming up to a corner. Let's see. If you ever wonder, where do I go? I'm here. I have always been working in just the back side of the slip stitch edging. You could actually go under both if you wanted. It's a different look. I like to see the little line, but you don't have to have that line. Maybe one time we'll do it without showing the line. So you can look and see, okay, this is my edging right here, my slip stitch edging. So this is what I want, just that back one. Single crochet. Now I'm going to determine that this is my actual corner. So I'm going to go in, single crochet, chain, single crochet. I don't do 3 single crochets in the corner because it gets to be a little bit bulky. You can if you want. If you want to do 3 single crochets, you're able to do that. I do single crochet, chain, single crochet. Now sometimes this first one gets a little lost, and if you happen to miss it, don't worry. You could start right there. And if it's too tight, too small, you can switch to a smaller hook. So I'll show you how easy that is. I always have my smaller hook. Doesn't matter what size, just smaller. Go in, and there's my single crochet. And single crochet. I'm just going to do that all the way down, and I'll come back when I'm at the other end. I did my other corners the same exact way, and now I'm coming up to where we started. I love this part. I'm going to single crochet, single crochet, single crochet. We're going to stop right before this guy. See how this guy is just legs? All the others are legs with a V on top, legs with a V. He doesn't quite have a V yet, so we're going to give him a V. We're going to single crochet, single crochet. Now this is a little bit different than how we joined with the slip stitch. This is the single crochet way that we're joining this. I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to cut right there. And we're going to pull this through. I like to hold the stitch and just gently pull through. If it gets a little too loose, a little too tight, that's okay. All right, so let's look. We have the yarn coming out of this. It's easier to see when we do the single crochet. Here's the legs. Put that together. See the legs side by side? We want this guy that's coming out of those two legs. Here, we want this guy. So look, legs, legs. We want this right here. Come in from behind, toward you. Take this and pull that through gently. So we have the front side of the V that these guys all have. And now we're going to see the yarn is coming out of him. So that's the one we want. We want this yarn to go back in through there. So just from the back, just this back stitch now. And somehow, whatever works for you, pull that through. You could also use a needle and have just stuck it through there, but I just like to do it that way. So look, this is exactly a finished stitch like all the others. It's got legs, 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 and they all have a V on top. You can't ask for better than that. Now, I'm going to turn. And I want to anchor this. I don't want knots and things in the way when we're joining. So this bump right here, I'm going to pull this down through. And again, gently. So now he's finished in the back side, just like the others. We're going to tie a loose knot here. Can you still see if I do this laying down here? And I'm doing the right side over first. Loose. What we're doing is we're creating this leg. We're doing that for this guy. But there's going to be a knot, and that's okay. And then I'm going over with the left. And now I can do it a little tighter. And that is it. And look at this side. You would never know where we just joined that. It's perfect. And now you can take your needle. Yeah, it's a little thick. It's a little extra work, but it's worth it. And I just go like under the legs or through the legs a little bit, like that. And I kind of left my tail a little long there. Like that. And then I can go back a little bit like this into those bumps if I want. That's good. That's good enough. And then I can trim. I tug a little bit. Don't accidentally cut other fibers down there. That's good. Now this guy. I'm going to do him in the other direction so it's not too thick all on one side. So we can go this way. Go through these bumps. Go through whatever you feel like going through. I like to just go through the same color that I'm working with. So I'm working with white. I'm going to go through the white. And then there. Go back. Good enough. Good enough. If you get in the habit of doing this each time, you're going to be so happy when it comes to joining. Now again, I normally just make all kinds of pieces and finish them like this. And then I start putting them together. But when it comes to making a piece to fit, that's how you do it. And let's count. Remember I said 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. Now to find your corner, you can see the two that you put in together. Separate those a little bit. And it's this guy, it's this V that is, closer to these legs. So here, 1, and then here's the end, this one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So see how that's going to fit there perfectly. Now I'm going to want to start joining, and I'm going to go in this direction. Then I'll go down, and then I'll join this little part. And you know what? I've had a change of plans now. I wish I could show you everything. This piece is shorter by about that, but it's very close. I have some intersections here. These are going to shrink up because I don't generally put a stitch in the center of the join unless I would need to. I don't need to. So I'll be skipping that. So this is a stitch, this is a stitch. I'll be skipping this. This is a stitch, this is a stitch. And I'm coming out to like almost 31. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. And there's only 2 others. I can get away with this. So I'm going to, just gather that a little bit. And I'm going to like it. I'm going to like it better. All right, so I'm going like this, and I'm just taking my regular size hook. And I can see that's my center, so that's my corner, and this is my corner. And this is how I join. I put my yarn through, and that's all I do in that stitch. Then I go to, I'm working on, if you look at this, I'm working on the V closest to me on the top, on this side, and the one furthest from me on the top, on that side. I go in, and I'm just doing slip stitches. You can tighten that one a little bit if you want. So again, the top of the V. It gets very easy. And here, top of that V. Slip, 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 and I'm going to go all the way across. I'll stop when I get to one of these intersections. So I'm coming up to this, and I want to like decrease on this side. So let's go here and here, still doing what I was doing. And I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to use this one. But now I'm going to skip this guy. I'm going to skip him, and let's go over to here. And see, this is yarn from previous work. I'm going to be able to use that yarn to hide any holes that we just might have created. Now I'm going to go here, going to go here. And I think I said I'm going to need to decrease a couple more on this side, right? So to make this side shorter, I'm going here, and I'm going to go into the same stitch. So I'm decreasing on this side. I'm going to go right there on that back one. And now I'll keep going. And I might have to decrease another one at some point. We'll see. Here, and here's where we had that join. And there. Now I'm coming up. I'm going to go here and here. I'll take this one, and I'll take this one, like that. I'm going to skip him. Let's go right to him. Okay, let me count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need to decrease one more on this part right here. So let's get to the center of this. Let's go in like this. Let's just keep doing regular. Now I'm going to decrease. So I'm doing this. Now I'm going to go to this next one, but I'm going to stick him right in the same one we just did. And now we should come out even. I'm glad I'm showing it to you because now you'll know. And then if it's not perfect here, I still have a corner. Let's just do this into the corner, whatever. We've got it. Pull it up a little bit. I'm going to turn without knocking all my stuff off the table. Oh, you can open this and look at it. Let's do that, right? And don't worry if this looks too puffy or whatever. It's all going to work its way out. So I'm going to end up with an even edge here. Okay? Now I want to fold this way because I need to join across. Where's my loop that I pulled up? It's right here. Let's get my yarn out from there. And now I'm going to go across. And we know the magic number is 8 for that end. And you can count if you want. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm already in the 8th one. So let's see here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I'm just going to take this loop and pull it through that number 8. Let's see here. I'm just going to pull it through there. So now I should have 7 here and 7 here. Again, just try it and just stick your hook wherever you think it might make sense. Take it apart, try again. Take it apart, try again. That's how you figure it out, and that's how you learn to see, to recognize like where the corners are and what you're doing with the stitches. It's all very, very fun. Okay. So now let's open this up again. I don't know if you could even see. Now see, I've got this little bit here. I've got to flip this over and I crochet in that direction. Do I have to turn this all the way around? It gets a little confusing sometimes. Let me turn. Now I've got a whole lot of stuff here in between me and the camera. But I'm going to show you. I'm determined to show you this. So now I want to go this way. Whoops, you can't see me at all. Now I want to go this way. So I'm folding this over. And I've got my loop here. I'm so sorry that I'm so all over the place with this. Okay? And there's just a little bit left. And I'm not going to be overly fussy. I will take my hook out and I'm going to grab that loop and just pull it right here. And remember, there'll be some white holes. We're going to fix that when we're doing our twist knot. Okay, so now I've got that. Now I'm going to go here and here. Just taking the next available places. Here and here. Here and here. Let's do one more. I believe this is my corner. Here and here. All right, let me turn this all around again and we'll see what we've got. And there we have it. And you can see there's a couple of things that I consider like holes. We're going to take care of that. Okay, I'm going to cut my yarn and I'm going to just pull the loop right through. I'm just going to take that and pull through like this. It's hard to see. I'll show it to you after. Now I'm going to flip over. These guys are not on the edge anymore. Now they're trapped in the center. So I'm going to be weaving those in. And see, there's like a little hole there. So let's work on this before we work on the piece we just did. I'm going to take one side. Whoops. If you don't mind those spaces, that's fine. But since I'm going to be weaving this in anyway, now I'm just going to kind of like do some darning. I don't exactly know how to darn. I think I did it as a child because I remember using that darning thing that you would put socks on. And that's just going to tighten that up a little bit. Maybe I can just do like a whip stitch across. Everything pretty much works, okay? Now, I'm going to grab this other side, which is a little bit longer now because I used the thread. I can't see what I'm doing with the camera in my way. And let's just do the same here. Let's just support this guy here and go around. Let's go there. You don't have to do any of this. Okay, they're kind of close to each other. I can just tie another knot if I want. Very loose. Now you can go over and tighten. And then I will just weave this through. I don't need to show you that. Over here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to split this. Now, since this is on an edge, I'm not going to weave it in yet because it's going to come in handy for maybe hiding holes when I connect something in here. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. But I am going to split it and make a knot so it's secure and just will stay right there, and it's going to wait for me until I'm ready to manipulate it. So I'm just going to go over loose knot and then another way, tighter knot. This one is all, trapped now, so he's going to fix whatever holes are there. I'm going to, look, Rocket's hair. I'm going to pass this through wherever it needs to go. I don't think there's any holes there. I'm so sorry that I'm not always under the camera. Same here. I'm going to twist this. I'm going to make a knot, and then I'm going to just leave that there. Now let me just take the camera off the tripod, and I'm going to show you what we just did. So this is what we did. We fit this piece here, and you might think it looks a little lopsided. Do remember, we're going to have stuff here. And then, under here, it's going to straighten it out quite a bit. But I like it when some of them are a little bit puffy. This one is a very stretchy, forgiving stitch. So it can shrink back on itself. And when I have this filled, and I might, put a little square here, and then something longer here, and then something here. I don't know yet. I still have a few pieces made that have to go in this. Just these 4. And I will make it work. And then I'll have something here. And I'm going to have to work out a little bit to at least here. And then I'll be done. I think all my other sides are even now. No, I still have a piece right there to put in on that corner. All you gotta do is subscribe so you don't miss any more tips and tricks and things that I make up as I go along. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!